Welcome back to VaderVision. Today is day 3. We started off this grow by soaking our seeds in reverse osmosis water for 24 hours. We then transferred them to a moist paper towel for 24 hours. We checked in on them, and after another 24 hours, so 48 hours total in a moist paper towel, checking our seedlings, they are ready for transplant. 10 of them have solid tails shooting on out. 2 of them, although a little slower, are cracked open and ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and transplant them into their cocoa medium and get them some nutrients, and they will be on their way. First, we're going to start with our table stand that will support our 4x4 tray. I cut 2 top runners for 40 inches, and the side runners are a little bit longer at 48 inches for a little extra support. And the legs I cut at 20 inches to give myself just enough room for the reservoir underneath, since these are raised tables. For veg, we are going to run a classic table hydroponic ebb and flow system. I use a 155 gallon an hour pump with a 1/2 inch up line to a 1/2 inch bulk fitting and 3/4 inch hose and bulk fitting for the exit line that allows the water to flow back into the reservoir. And we will be starting them off in one 4x4 tray, a little large for just 12 seedlings, but as we bush them up, they will fill out the tray over the next 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how long we'll veg them out. But for this cycle, definitely gonna bush them out a little bit extra than you see normally on this channel in most of the grows. So it should take us a little bit extra time in veg. We will also be using an 8 bulb T5 light with cool blue bulbs for the vegetative cycle. Before we transplant the seedlings into the tray, we're going to fill up the reservoir with 40 gallons of reverse osmosis water. We're going to be using the Canna Cocoa lineup since we're going to be running in cocoa. I will note that I pay full price for Canna and we are not sponsored by any products through this series. So we're just showing how we're growing in this series. And I will note that the Canna lineup is quite expensive, and in larger grow-ups, we often run advanced nutrients and Botanicare with fabulous results as well. Also with the Canna lineup, they recommend that you top feed, run to waste in the system, and not use it as an ebb and flow nutrient. So this is a special extra little technique that I use and have learned to love, but it is not recommended by Canna itself. To start off our vegetative cycle, we are going to add 400 milliliters of Canna Cocoa A and B. We're going to add 70%, which is 300 milliliters of Cannazyme, and 200 milliliters of Rhizotonic into our 40-gallon reservoir. The boost we are going to run in flowering, but there is no need to run it in the vegetative cycle. This goes for PK 13-14 as well. We will only add this in for a week or 2 in the middle of the flowering cycle. I would love to reiterate though that you can choose any nutrient company you'd like. It doesn't have to be Canna, but if you are new to growing, I always recommend that you choose one nutrient company and you run their lineup as recommended when starting. Then you can experiment by mixing different nutrient companies and products. Here we are continuing with Canna. We're going to run the Canna Cocoa to go along with the lineup. I'm running 32-ounce waxy cups that I purchased from Smart & Final here locally in SoCal. We're gonna put some slits in the bottom of them, mark them appropriately since we've got Malibu pie here, and we are ready to drop our seeds into their medium. Before we do that though, we'll take one last close-up look at the seedlings and their progress after 72 hours from the start of dropping them in the reverse osmosis water. And as we can see, they've had a nice, healthy start. Most everything had popped just fine, but we did have 2 that were a little slower to start. This one, just starting to pop its tail out, cracking its seed open. And the last one, looks like it might have a little bit of a mutation here at its stem base. We'll see if it pops okay. We may even lose this one, which won't be a big deal. These kinds of things do happen from time to time. It's just a part of the growing game. Now that we have all of our cups filled with cocoa, gonna make a small divot at the top and plant the seedlings right here gently at the top layer of the medium. No need to bury them too deep. We just want to get them started and get them rolling. And their taproots will dig down all on their own. Once we have them placed in the tray appropriately, we'll lower the light, get the water turned on so they can get some moisture directly into that medium. With this ebb and flow, also known as flood and drain, we'll be flooding this table up a couple of inches and it will allow the cocoa to wick up moisture and nutrients into the medium. This also pushes oxygen up through the medium when waterings occur, allowing the roots to have extra available oxygen, which is one of the reasons I love this technique for hydroponics. We have sprayed down the tops of the medium with a rhizotonic foliar spray. I make up a spray value at 25 milliliters of rhizotonic per 1 liter, which is actually pretty heavy compared to most recommendations, but it works fantastic for me, so it's what I use. We are all set for today though, so we will be returning again tomorrow to check on the progress. Until next time, I'm Vader, and I'll see you later.